This wasn't supposed to happen. Not like this. Remember, Shedeur didn't even go in the first round. He wasn't crowned the golden boy of the draft. He didn't walk into the league as a surefire franchise starter. He went to Cleveland, a franchise that's been the NFL's emotional support group for quarterbacks since 1999. But here's the twist. Nike didn't care about draft slots. They saw what the NFL didn't. Star power.
If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed.
Leadership, swagger, cultural currency, the kind of attention that can't be coached or bought. It's just there. Nike's move wasn't just about cleats or commercials. It was about control. And they handed the keys to Shedeur. Now let's talk about why this has the league in a full-blown panic. Because the NFL's unspoken rulebook says this. Rookies earn their voice. You grind. You wait. You take hits in silence. And maybe, if you survive, you get to call a few shots. Shedeur, he skipped that script completely. He showed up, cameras in tow, business team behind him, Nike contract locked in, and instantly became bigger than his role. And for some teams, especially conservative ones like Cleveland, that's not just a distraction. That's a threat. You could feel it in the way the Browns handled him. They didn't crown him. They didn't even make him QB2. They played it safe. Gave more reps to Dylan Gabriel. Held Shedeur back behind development language. Praised his talent, but quietly clipped his wings. Why? Because Shedeur had more power than they did. Not on the playbook, maybe, but in the court of public opinion, he owned it. And yet, all of this comes with a price. Shedeur's name trends weekly, but not always for football. Speeding tickets, subtweets, celebrity beefs. Everything gets magnified. The smallest misstep becomes a headline. Every facial expression on the sideline becomes a talking point. You think being the son of Deion Sanders would come with immunity? Think again. It comes with expectations so crushing, most quarterbacks would fold under half of it. Add in a Nike deal that's likely paying you more than your rookie contract, and you start to see the full picture. This isn't just about talent. This is a psychological pressure cooker. Here's what the haters get wrong, though. They say Shedeur's not focused, that he's too Hollywood, too rich, too online. But what they ignore is that he's also too talented to ignore. Watch him in the pocket. He's calm, calculated. He reads a defense like he's skimming a menu. Quickly, confidently, and already knowing what he wants. His arm is clean. His movement is deceptive. He doesn't rush throws. He manipulates windows. He looks like he belongs. But he's not given the same leash as other rookies. Why? Because the league doesn't know what to do with someone who's already built his empire before putting on an NFL uniform. He's not playing catch-up. He's not clawing for attention. He's already there. And that terrifies people. Now let's get real. What does this deal mean for Shedeur's actual future in the league? It means he can play on his terms. Let that sink in. Most rookies are at the mercy of the system. They don't have leverage. They can't speak out. They can't ask for help or call out coaching decisions. They just survive. Shedeur? He doesn't need football to survive. He wants it. He lives it. But he also knows his name sells out merch drops. His logo gets clicks. His highlights dominate TikTok. He's a movement. And if a team isn't aligned with that, he can walk. Not every rookie has that card. But here's the double-edged sword. Nike's investment? It's not just about culture. It's about production. They expect wins. Highlights. Headlines that don't come with citations for driving 105 in a 65. So the question becomes, can Shedeur balance the brand and the ball? That's the tightrope. Because if he falters, if he throws 3 picks in a blowout or gets demoted to scout team reps. The critics won't just question his play. They'll question the brand, the endorsements, the Prime Junior show. They'll say the fame came too fast. The money ruined the hunger. That he peaked in college. But if he delivers, if he becomes the guy, he won't just be a star. He'll be a blueprint. Let's not forget, this is bigger than one player. This deal challenges everything we thought we knew about athlete empowerment. Can a rookie control their narrative? Can someone outside the system become bigger than the system? Can branding exist before the Pro Bowl nod? Shedeur is the test case. If he wins, it opens the door for a new kind of NFL player. One who's not just drafted, but already famous. One who builds their identity before the league tries to hand them one. And let's be honest, it was only a matter of time. So what happens now? The Nike commercials are coming. The endorsements will keep growing. The jerseys will sell. And every throw he makes, good or bad, will carry weight. Because Shedeur's no longer just playing for stats. He's playing for control, for identity, for a new era. He's not trying to be the next Tom Brady, or even the next Dion. He's trying to be the first Shedeur Sanders. And the NFL? Well, they better catch up. Let's talk about it. Do you think Shedeur's deal is a distraction or a declaration? Can he handle the pressure that comes with being football's first true brand-first rookie QB? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're here for the wild mix of chaos, culture, and cleats, subscribe. Because if this is how the Shedeur era begins, just imagine what comes next. First off, let's talk ego management. Not Shedeur's, everyone else's. You think NFL veterans are thrilled about a rookie walking into the building with more endorsement money than most of them will make in their entire careers? Be real. Some guys are watching Shedeur pull up in G-Wagons and designer drip while they're fighting for a backup linebacker spot and hoping to make it through the next round of cuts. And that causes friction. In a league where you're taught to pay your dues and keep your head down, Shedeur is a disruptor by existing. He's not trying to be brash. He's just being himself. But that alone can ruffle feathers. And in the delicate world of NFL locker room dynamics, that's a grenade waiting to go off. It's not about jealousy. It's about the hierarchy being flipped. The rookie isn't supposed to have the leverage. He's not supposed to get the brand deals, the media pull, and the fan attention before proving himself on Sundays. But Shedeur? He broke that mold before he even stepped on the field. And now, everyone around him has to adjust fast. Let's also look at how coaching staffs are affected. Because coaches are creatures of control. They live for structure, order, routine. They like players they can mold, teach, discipline. They don't want a quarterback who's already a brand, already a mogul already. Dare we say it, untouchable. With Shedeur, the equation is different. Can you bench a guy with his platform? Can you criticize him in film study without worrying it'll be taken out of context on social media or turned into a viral moment? Every interaction with Shedeur carries risk. Not because he's difficult, but because of what he represents. He's not just a football player. He's a media ecosystem. And that makes the margins razor thin for everyone around him. One wrong move from the coaching staff, and suddenly they're trending on Twitter, not for a win, but for mishandling a 22-year-old quarterback with 2 million followers and a sneaker line. Then there's the question nobody really wants to ask. What if Shedeur doesn't even want to play this game the NFL way? That's the elephant in the room. Because Shedeur has options. Real ones. If he gets fed up with how Cleveland, or any franchise, treats him, he doesn't have to sit quietly and wait. He can walk. He can go build his brand elsewhere, start a content empire, open a fashion label, even launch his own 7-on-7 league if he wanted to. Most rookies don't have that freedom. Most are locked into survival mode. But Shedeur? He's already a mogul in cleats. So that raises the question, who's really in control? The team or the player? And if you're the NFL, that thought should terrify you. Because Shedeur might be the first, but he won't be the last. And we haven't even talked about fan culture yet. Because fans are divided. Some love what Shedeur represents. A new era of athlete. One who owns his story and builds his empire on his terms. To them, he's the future. He's confidence, agency, and evolution all wrapped into a clean spiral. But others? They want him to humble himself. They want the old-school narrative. The overlooked rookie who grinds in silence, avoids attention, and lets his play do the talking. Sorry, but that story is expired. Shedeur's generation? They've got cameras, platforms, merch, and media training before they even leave college. They're not waiting to be invited to the table. They're building their own. And fans are going to have to pick a side. Are you rooting for the new school athlete who's unapologetically in control? Or are you clinging to a version of the NFL that doesn't exist anymore? Now, let's not pretend it's all smooth sailing for Shedeur either. Because while the Nike deal gives him freedom, it also raises the stakes. Every throw he makes now is a branding moment. Every mistake? A headline. Every delay of game penalty? A podcast segment on whether fame has gone to his head. When you're that big, the scrutiny is suffocating. You don't just play football. You perform perfect football under a microscope. And that can crush a young player. Even a strong-minded one. Shedeur will have to learn how to tune out the noise, protect his mental health, and stay focused on the work. Because the cameras won't stop rolling. The brands won't stop asking for photo shoots. The critics won't stop digging up clips from 4 years ago and spinning them into narratives. This is where most young stars slip. Not from lack of skill, but from burnout, from the weight of the image. Can Shedeur carry it? So far, he's shown he can. But it's still early. And let's be clear, the NFL is watching this unfold very closely. Because if Shedeur succeeds, if he rises through the chaos, balls out, and becomes a legit starter or star, he opens a door that executives have been dreading. The era of prepackaged, brand-built quarterbacks. Guys who come in with marketing machines and business teams already assembled, who don't need the league to build their stardom, because they've already done it themselves. And that flips the balance of power. Suddenly, the NFL isn't the kingmaker. The players are. Final thought? This isn't just a Nike deal. This is a statement. A challenge. A warning shot. Shedeur Sanders just told the league, the media, the coaches, the brands, and even the fans, I don't need your crown. I brought my own. And whether you love it or hate it, you can't look away. All right, let's dig even deeper. Because the Shedeur Sanders saga isn't just loud, it's historic. And not in that cliché sports poster way. It's historic because it's changing who holds the power in modern sports. And we're watching it unfold in real time like a live-action chess match between a 22-year-old quarterback and a 100-year-old empire that hates change. And what's really fascinating, this isn't just about endorsements or draft snubs or flashy watches and nil millions. This is a moment where two realities are colliding. The one the NFL wants to maintain, and the one Shedeur is pulling into existence whether they like it or not. Let's talk about identity. For most rookies, the NFL strips that away the second they walk into the building. You go from being the guy on campus to just another nameplate in the locker room. Your highlights don't matter here. Your voice? Pipe down, Rook. And your brand? Try again in year 5 after you've proven yourself. But Shedeur? He never gave that identity up in the first place. He walked into the league not just with a brand, but with a personal mythology already built. The flashy post-game watches. The videos of Dion coaching him like a general raising a prodigy. The custom cleats, the hand signs, the stare downs. The image of Shedeur was fully formed before his first pro snap. And when you come in like that, already whole, the league doesn't quite know what to do with you. Because they didn't build you. You weren't their project. You weren't their Cinderella story. You didn't work your way up from nothing. You came in with your own narrative, your own power, and your own voice. And the NFL machine? It's not used to that. Here's something people keep missing. This entire situation is messing with the NFL's media flow. Normally, the league controls the story. They give the top rookies to the networks. They set the interview slots. They choose who gets spotlighted on Thursday Night Football and who gets shoved into preseason purgatory with no nameplates and barely functioning mics. But with Shedeur, that flow has been completely rerouted. He doesn't need the NFL's media apparatus. His team makes content faster than ESPN can edit a lower third. His fan base is louder, younger, and way more online than the league's traditional audience. And most dangerously, they don't care what the league says. If the NFL says he's not ready, they'll say the NFL is biased. If he gets benched, they'll say it's political. And if he balls out for one quarter, they'll post clips like it was the Super Bowl and tell the league to hand over the keys. Shedeur didn't just come with a fan base. He came with a counter-narrative machine. And the NFL? Yeah, they hate losing the room. Let's talk about impact. Not stats. Not contract dollars. Cultural impact. There are high draft picks who'll make more tackles, more completions, more Pro Bowls. But none of them are shifting how athletes think about their own power like Shedeur is. Because now, young quarterbacks are watching. High school players with D1 offers are watching. College stars with nil options are watching. And they're all realizing, wait, I don't have to wait anymore. I can build now. And that's terrifying for the old guard. For agents. For owners. For media execs. Because it means a future where athletes aren't just players. They're platforms. And platforms don't like being told what to do. And while we're here, let's not pretend Shedeur doesn't have pressure on every single front. From the league, prove you belong. From teammates, don't act too big for us. From fans, back up the hype. From sponsors, keep the brand spotless. From his dad, be great, because your last name demands it. And from himself, something even heavier. Be the first of your kind. And don't mess it up. Let's be honest. How many young players could survive that? How many 22-year-olds could handle being the most visible rookie in the league and still be in a QB battle and be building a business empire on the side? Most players can barely survive camp without stress headaches. Shedeur's doing that while managing a personal brand that operates at the speed of light. He's juggling expectations, injuries, media storms, practice reps, teammate politics, and high-stakes partnerships every single day. And people still have the nerve to say he's not locked in? No, he's locked in on 10 levels at once. Most people can't even process the kind of pressure he's under, let alone judge it. And that brings us to something nobody's really said out loud. What if Shedeur isn't here to fit into the league? What if he's here to redefine it? Because so far, he's doing things no rookie has ever done. He's not fighting to stay in the spotlight. He is the spotlight. He's not asking the NFL for validation. He brought his own. And whether he succeeds on the field or not, whether he becomes a long-term starter or a cautionary tale, he's already created a new path. One where players don't have to wait to be chosen. One where identity isn't built after success, but alongside it. And that path? Someone else will walk it next. Maybe the next viral QB from Georgia. Or the next dual sport phenom. Or the next nil millionaire who says, if Shedeur did it, why not me? Let's close it like this. This story, Shedeur's story, isn't about football. It's about freedom. It's about taking a sport that's tried to strip players down to yes sir robots for decades, and proving that you can be complex, confident, controversial, branded, bold, and still belong. It's about showing that you can be more than just a jersey number, that you can walk into the league with your own name, your own voice, your own empire, and demand that the system adapt to you. That's what Shedeur's doing. And whether the league likes it or not, they're already adapting. So now it's your turn. Is Shedeur the future of athlete empowerment? Or is this too much, too fast, for a league still clinging to the past? Let's hear it in the comments. Drop your thoughts. And if you're riding with this new wave of unapologetic, high-stakes athlete storytelling, you already know what to do. Subscribe, stay locked in, and buckle up, because the Shedeur Sanders era, it's not a phase, it's a movement.